Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. Last episode we defeated King Kham on Merciless, so now it's time for another mapping episode, and we've got the desert map. It's the last of the regular tier 1 maps that we have to run. There's still two uniques that are open. One is a variation of the tropical island, I think that's something called the Treasure Paradise, and the other one is the Coward's Trial, which is set in the crypt layout, but features I think somewhere between 20 and 30 waves of monsters attacking you, and you have to survive it all the way until the end to get your prize. So, well, they're uniques, so they're unique drops, so they're harder to come by than the regular ones, so whenever I encounter one of those, we'll just play it, but until then I'm just gonna progress with the regular tier 1s and then all the tier 2s and so forth. So, last of the tier 1s, the desert map. The wiki lists it as having a boss with a challenge rating of 5 out of 5. But the thing is, that's a challenge rating that is just based off of the general use case. I've received a comment from one of the viewers that for my build and my playstyle, I've got a very defensive playstyle. Hit and run tactics, lots of evasion, never really in the face of the enemy. So it's probably going to be a bit less challenging than that. So this is the desert. Oh, okay. I've seen this tile set before. So we have elemental equilibrium, which is completely useless because we don't do elemental damage, and so that doesn't matter. So our elemental damage is gonna go up and down depending on what we cast. Well, boo freaking who. And we have more monster variety and larger pack size, and we get more items and 10% extra rarity for that. So let's get started. So I think the nice thing about increased monster variety is that it becomes harder to predict what's gonna happen, because every pack could be different rather than being part of like the 5 or 6 monsters that are part of the map normally.
That was fun.
So it also means it continuously staying on your toes, because you never know what's gonna come up. You'll see more interesting monster pack combinations than normal. Bugs and jumpers, for example. Then we get zombies, tar zombies with immortality totem, or is that an immortality boss? No, there's a boss. Okay, so let's do our assassination teleportation. There you go. So you jump in and you essence drain them. Want that loot. So these are actually natives of this wasteland type situation that the dried lake is also based on. But this is, it's a variation, but it's not an exact match. It's less dry than the dried lake. Okay. Found an edge to this map. Oh, this is nice. Boom. Her mask. And then fighting bulls. They are normally only part of the arena. I like this increased monster variety so far. So, blue. These guys have a lot of health, so they take a while longer to kill, even though they're only level 68. Stand still, you silly bull. Here, distance, nukers, go. So I have been debating to take out vulnerability to free up a gem socket and maybe put in something else. And there's two reasons it's still there. One of them is that occasionally vulnerability is a better curse to have than temporal chains. In temporal chains, it slows monsters down and it makes my damage over time effects just tick longer. Stick on longer than normal. So it directly boosts defense and offense against larger groups where I want to do more repositioning and things like that. The other thing is I don't actually have anything better to equip just yet. I mean, for a while I've been wanting to try out Abyssal Cry, but I think Abyssal Cry is only going to be useful in situations where Contagion is and Essence Drain themselves are already really good in just killing off a pack when the pack is already dying. And most of the time, you know, once something dies, the pack is dead, because Essence Drain is really good at doing its job. On the other hand, sometimes you have a pack surrounding a rare bob, and in that case, or blues, blues with more health, it's not like an instant kill afterwards. You actually need to tag individual monsters at least a couple times. So Abyssal Cry might be useful there, but on the other hand, it's a war cry, so it will put attention on me, and not the biggest fan of that. I'm actually very happy that I got my golem and my totems to draw aggro away from me. So then of course the next idea is, well, okay, so why don't I put Abyssal Cry on a spell totem? And I believe that Abyssal Cry is a war cry and not a spell, so you cannot do that. I think that's also intentional. But I might be completely off the mark there, but there was something with some of these war cries that were not spells or not cast, they were just war cries, precisely for the reason of not being able to put them on things like cast when damage taken. I mean, Enduring Cry in combination with cast when damage taken is of course pretty crazy. Because Enduring Cry, it gives you health regen, and more importantly, it gives you endurance charges. And there, hello Elrion. So it will make you tankier, and in combination with Immortal Call, which is also something that you can put on cast when damage taken. It's a pretty sick combo. I think there used to be build opportunities in earlier patches where you can actually make yourself practically immortal with combination of cast when damage taken and Immortal Cry. What are you, Chrysalis? So let's give you a direct bolt to the face. Yeah. I keep forgetting I can put a Wither Totem down. It's useful. Most of the time not needed. Ooh, superior multi-strike. 5% bonus. 2%. Okay, so that's 0.5% of melee physical damage per level extra, I see. I think I need to set up a match there. What do you do? Here. It's always nice that these guys have 2 stages to their rares as well. Right. After you are dead, we have a pretty nice distraction-free battle zone to deal with Elbrion's thing. I mean, he is the master that my hideout is based off, and it's been pretty difficult getting him to 7. Because most of his levels are actually finally now spawning level 65 maps. But the higher the level map, the more favor you get for completing it. Let's see, put my totem up just to explode some corpses. So doing this on the level 68 map is pretty good for the favor actually. This will help me tremendously. Also, thanks to the damage. Wish, wish, wish. Yeah. Okay, some rares. Let's take them out. Some not so rares. Okay. Let's refresh this. At some point, portals start spawning things that interact with corpses, like these gold things. So having a totem that deals with corpse explosions in some way is very useful. I suppose a Vial Detonate Dead is also very, very useful. Ah, Archon Tyrant. The boss of this wave. And that was that. So we get a gavel, which is not basically gonna be a another shard thing to upgrade maps.
You're a well-blooded defender of the faith now.
Oh yeah, level 6. But 80% on the way. I think I was about here before. So that's quite a nice bonus. So I need another 53,000 reputation. And then these level 7, and then I can upgrade my lair and upgrade, or basically get another piece of the puzzle, because that's an achievement. Get your lair to the largest size. And also I can get an extra master in there then. And I mean, ever since Zana displaced Katarina, I have been lacking in a daily master. Oh, Katarina of course is a thing, but no, Katarina missions, or Zana missions, they tend to involve running a full map, so they tend to take 20 minutes rather than 5. A Crimson Jewel. Don't find jewels that often anymore. I'm curious to see what the boss is gonna be. If it's gonna be Emperor Vol, or if it's gonna be something different. Hey, a bull. Inferno Fang. So the bull slammed into me for 400 damage. Just a regular one. You can deal damage when you want to. Ah, Mirage of Bones. It is you, my old friend. I've encountered this one before on a random map. I think it was my very first Zana when I encountered Zana. The area was called Arid Lake then, rather than the desert, but same principle applied. But I like how this works out, just getting copies of himself spawning all the freaking time.
Low on mana.
I've already got the boss though. We got a unique Cobalt Jewel and a silver map. Open to station. Okay, let's see, what was that Cobalt Jewel? Winter's Bounty. Extra cold damage with at least 50 intelligence allocated in radius. Cold Snap has a 25% chance to grant a power charge on kill. Interesting. So if you're cold based Cold Snap character, so this is one of these threshold jewels. I think I already got the one for Burning Arrow, so then I got this one as well now. Excellent. Actually, just keep it there, it's a bit more efficient for space. And let's see if we can get our inventory full and then have a check on how many monsters there are still. Oh, Bonds of Chaos. Hello there. I'll just stand here and watch how you all die due to contagion reapplying itself all the time. Hey, War Buckler, Orb of Augment. so what's our remaining? 9 monsters remaining. Ah, nice. So that should be 5 now. 3. 1 monster even. Excellent. Somewhere on this map is something I missed. Strong box guarded by monsters. Let's transmute it. It detonates nearby corpses and items have 7% quality. We stand here, we pre-explode the corpses. We get out because corpses are gonna explode after the fact. And it's gonna be the totem versus my totem. Okay, so let's see. We have a little bit of space. I would prefer to get the something in there. Choices. For 1 monster, I think this is gonna be it for this episode then. This is gonna be a very short run. But it's not a twinned map, so there is no actual reason for completing it. From the looks of it, this is an area I failed to explore a little bit, so it's probably that's where the monster is. So that's gonna be it for this one. It was a very short run, way shorter than otherwise. But I suppose that happens. Let's see, so this one I need to actually just do it already. So the gavel, make it 20%, then you grab a tier 1 map. Let's see, this is a tier 2 map. So I've started ordering my maps by tier 1, one tab, tier 2, next tab, tier 3, tier 4. And then at some point, once I'm regularly running like tier 4s, I might just take all the tier 1 to 3s and just throw them up in one bunch, because then they don't matter anymore and it's just going to be for crafting purposes. So we take, for example, the dunes, and then we go here, we sell it. 1 gavel, 1 dunes becomes 1 cartographer's chisel. We can just sell it in combination with all the other things we just found. Doesn't matter. So that's I'm not sure if I've shown it already, but if I haven't, here it is, the recipe for making cartographer's chisels. And it's a very useful one, especially you start drowning in tier 1s and at some point tier 2 maps. So being able to just craft these chisels from lower level stuff means it has a purpose. And blacksmith whetstones, they are very abundant, so sacrificing 4 of these to make 1 of these, really not a big deal. So with that, I'm gonna end this episode, and I thank you very much for watching. Next episode is gonna be the Resso fight, or the entire Resso arena plus fight with him, and after that we're gonna start on tier 2 maps. So don't go anywhere, I'll be back shortly with more videos. Bye bye.